Welcome back to Hard West. Let's proceed to combat. As I said, I fixed everybody's cards up. We're pretty much ready to go. Joaquim Perez and the rest of the Inquisitor's hunters landed on the island. Cassandra and her companions scrambled to defend themselves. An important note from the previous campaign. If you don't remember, Joaquim was a true believer in Christ. He believed the Inquisitor was an actual holy man afore God. He doesn't know he's traveling with demons. He doesn't realize he's doing the work of the devil. Legitimately, like that's actually what's happening here. Is the devil is telling the Inquisitor what to do. But that doesn't help Cassandra at all now, does it? All right, let's do this.
The Inquisitor's men had destroyed their means of escape. Their only hope was to seize an enemy boat.
Okay.
And eliminate the other enemy vessel, lest they give chase.
Destroy both boats.
The supplies from the island could be useful.
Ooh, it's nighttime. Fuck yeah. I gave her invisibility in the dark and him healing in the dark. No, him healing in the dark. Harden heals in the dark. Both is good. So we want supplies. We want to try and get as much of this as we can, but we also want to block this off. Because this is also... There's enemies here, I believe. Which makes it all complicated. I've done this before. It's not easy. So we want to do that to get rid of that boat or take a boat. Yeah, gather supplies and also lift the bridge to cut off enemies. Yeah. I think... You know what, let's take the full cover. Oh yeah, she has Shadow Cloak. I don't really have to worry too much about her moving. Visually, right? Yeah, Shadow Cloak. She needs to be in direct sunlight to be seen, not invisible. Almost certain of that. Because that's what it looks like when your things aren't active. Okie dokie. You have Ricochet. Let's see who... Let's kill this one first. Do it! Yeah! Rurale. I don't know how to pronounce that one either. I think it's a Inquisition term of some kind. Rurales. Golden bullets. What else we gotta worry about? These are the only ones we know. Put that fucker down, please. That one's in the way. I don't want it to be in the way anymore. That's right, run, you little bastard. Haha, get fucked. Alright. Cassandra, use your invisibility to your advantage and get them supplies. Hey, look, a dead body. Wonder what happened here. Teehee. Excellent. Good job, Cassandra. You're no longer that much of a problem if I just run over here. I don't think you can hit me. I think we're good. So, over there we run. 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 I'll take 65% chance. Perfect. So much better having these cards. Like, once you get the full deck in there, it's fine. It's just surviving that first mission. I just couldn't do it on hard at all. I just could not get the tactics down. Ironically, now that I've, like, with the tactics I used on medium, like, I planned things out a little bit more carefully, I probably would be able to do it on hard, but, I just got so frustrated with it on hard that I don't want to even bother trying again with that one, if I'm being honest. Which, I mean, is speaks well for the challenge, if that's what you're looking for. But it also shows that I can be impulsive, and that can fuck me from time to time. I think we want to go here. I think this is safe. Oh, hello. Well, I mean, I guess I still have this, and it's not even a better chance. Just finish it with this. One more supplies to get. I'm really glad Cassandra is visible. I'm pretty sure I gave her the card to be intimidating too, didn't I? Oh, no. Hold on. I can see. Prayer, Shadow Cloak. Yeah, so she can sense nearby enemies. She's invisible when not in direct sunlight. I don't know why I thought I also gave her the cards. Made it so people were afraid of her. Maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what? I gave that to Paco. Any enemies that are close to Paco get frightened. Reload the musket. Paco's the only one here that's allowed to die in this game. So he should be the most terrifying member of my team. Oh, thank God. I was like, are they going to show me that they can in fact see her and just start shooting her? No, okay, she's visible. Hey, look, way back. Well, I'm just gonna be on my way. Seal this off. Invisibility, friends. It does wonders. Can I just hit you? I'm just gonna hit you. Alright, you got me there. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my musket shot if I can just do this. I mean, I was happy that you got intimidated, but don't shoot the guy who intimidated you. That's like a normal and legitimate response. How dare you?
Trap the enemies on the other side.
Yup. Well, I might as well continue invisibly running around doing objectives, eh? Hey, buddy. Stop it. Thank you. Paco, see how bad they are around our boat. Reload your 6-shooter. I don't believe that there's nothing here. Let's cut this boat and to the left. Oh, there's a friend.
The first boat drifted away from the island. They needed to reach that last one.
That's not going to be too hard. Because I'm on medium, this is, ooh. That's mean. Oh! Can you imagine being that guy and just having that bullet whiz past your head? Just, oh! I'm not getting up anymore. I'm going to lay down here, piss myself a little bit. Uh-oh. What's your chance of hitting? Not high enough. Take cover. Okay, I'll take that. Run. Bye, friend. I don't have to keep taking cover with her, but I do because I know that the moment I don't is when the game's gonna be like, haha, they see her now. Blang, blang, blam. You failed the mission. And I'm just gonna cry. Just gonna cry big manly tears. Alright. I just entered. Let's just get everyone in here. Got Paco. Yeah, just harden and then we're good. This went far better than I was ready for.
The final boat was within reach, and any stragglers would be left behind.
Yup. Perfect. Yeah, I know. I would have liked that challenge to be more difficult, but I couldn't do the first mission on hard for the life of me. And after 5 attempts at this is what we're getting.
Dangerous rival.
Excellent.
His fleet blockaded their ultimate destination. Any vessel that attempted to get by would be blasted out of the water. Cassandra wondered if La Fortuna could be persuaded to let them pass. Hardin told her about a grand poker tournament that La Fortuna was hosting. Joining the game would require a 25,000 peso buy-in.
Well, to know. See what's going on in the hospital. Anything new? I guess I don't have any healing to do. Okay. Adelante. The bustling town of Adelante was full of new buildings and prosperous people. The copious construction work in town was sponsored almost single-handedly by Mr. La Fortuna. For the denizens of the Western Territory, La Fortuna was the embodiment of prosperity and modernity. Awkward about making such a seemingly lowbrow request, just they find local Yup. That's okay. See what you got. Dried herbs. Not enough other... Well, you know, let's get rid of this instead. I got other healing, but it's better to have backups just in case. Ugh, everything's kind of frozen. I can't stop hiccuping. Nah, I'm good. I lie. Okay, now I'm good. Ooh, snuff. I don't like snuff. Always bomb. Revolver rifle would be a nice improvement. Damage there. Let's get rid of the deadly Derringer for once. Honestly, let's get rid of both of these, because I don't really like the Remy. I don't like anything that has inaccurate aim, but that's it because it's an intimidating weapon. That's the whole point, and I don't really do the intimidating thing all that much. How does that compare to 6-shooter? Short 4.6, short 5.5. Volcano pistol 5.8. I mean, it would be an improvement on that, but I'd rather take this to replace sawn off. It just wasn't working. 6.2. Oh no, it's just worse. I'd just stick with the sawn off Cobra if I wanted it. But I'm never gonna fucking use it, so bleh. Yes, fine. I don't need any more items from you. I've got how many nail bombs? I could use more nail bombs, but you don't have any nail bombs. You just have noise bombs. I don't want to flashbang people. I want to fill them with shrapnel. Why is this not closing? Whoop. There we go. What the fuck just happened? We're just not going to talk about that, because whatever it was, the game just had a little strokey stroke. We're not going to judge it for that. It happens. Stop clicking that button. I keep hitting escape to close things. It doesn't work. It just makes the game go, I will close everything if you want. And I don't want. Don't want. Cassandra and her companions came across a group of people camping out in the wild. They had numerous tents set up along with carts and horses. There were wooden crosses and ornate incense holders everywhere they looked. A man wearing priest's attire greeted them on behalf of his flock and said his name was K. Elspas. He explained that he was leading these people on a pilgrimage, but that they were currently enjoying a much-needed rest. Remarked that the beaten paths around the camp suggested they'd been camping here for some time. Elspas winced and admitted in a low voice that Cassandra was right. They weren't resting at all. Actually, they were lost. His map had turned out to be inaccurate. He couldn't bring himself to dash the hopes of so many pilgrims by telling them they had to go back. Thus far, he had been able to convince everyone that they were still on the Kalika Shrine Trail, while he secretly tried to figure out where it was. Now he was losing hope of ever finding it. Yeah, I've never heard of it. K. Elspas explained that the Kalika Shrine was a pre-Columbian ritual site, said to contain several carved figurines of human skulls adorned with Christian symbols. The alien skulls! No, that's the Indiana Jones thing. Crosses, three-cornered symbols, some triangles, and fish. Yep, classic Christianity. Crosses, triangles, fish. That's why they make fish out of triangles. According to Elspas, the existence of these symbols confirmed that Christianity was the world's sole true religion. Oh boy, buddy. I like the enthusiasm, but the ability for people to draw crosses and triangles and fish onto skulls doesn't mean that they were drawing the same fish, triangles, and crosses that you were. We were crucifying people on crosses before we were worshipping them. Unfortunately, however, the map he'd bought from a merchant in Adelante had proven false. Now he would need to admit his failure and destroy the faith and resolve of his flock. Unless a true map is found, Cassandra finished for him. Elspeth nodded fervently. He promised to share his supplies with Cassandra if she found a map. He heard that Garcia Pimentel family library might contain clues to the shrine's location. I'll take a look, if permitted. I will absolutely head over there. It sounds fun. Gambling den, not yet. But to the Mexican army fort, too. I don't know why. Matron Pulquaria? I don't know how the Q is pronounced in this one, so I'm probably getting it wrong. Adelmira Garcia Pimentel was one of the last of the venerable Garcia Pimentel clan, which had flourished in the New World for hundreds of years. Now the family was a shadow of its former glory, with the Garcia Pimentel Library remained the greatest and most complete collection of works detailing the New World and the rise of Mexico. Garcia Pimentel jovially greeted Lydia, as Cassandra had introduced herself, and guessed she was here to see the fabled library. Yeah, I nod. Let's see what I can find. The matron nodded and led them inside. There they were joined by a scrawny figure in clothes that had once been very fine, but were clearly showing their wear. Matron Garcia Pimentel said that this was her son, Porfirio, and that he would be their guide to the library. Cassandra curtsied, taking a closer look at the young man. On the top of a hunched, scrawny body sat a large head, with a bulging lump in the middle of his forehead. His skin was mottled and unnatural looking. He inclined his head slightly at all times. As they walked into the library, Porfirio told Cassandra about various landmarks in the area, spotting an endless stream of historical facts, interrupted only by his slight stutter. Although at first he seemed consumed by his study of history, Cassandra soon realized his trembling hands, darting eyes, and blush meant something completely different. He was attempting to court her. In another context, it might have been enduring, but she was unsettled by the cold lump she felt in her stomach. Porfirio broke her reflections, asking whether there was anything in particular she would like to hear about. The famous Calica Shrine Trail. According to Porfirio, the Calica Shrine was the crown jewel of the area's historical attractions. Believed to have been built long before the first Europeans set foot in the New World, it contained several painted sculptures called calicas that inexplicably bore ancient Christian symbols, fish, crosses, and various triangles. The shrine was considered by many as the ultimate confirmation that Christianity was the world's one true religion. Again, nope. There had been a minor military struggle over who controlled it, with the winner doing their utmost to camouflage its position. When they met their downfall, however, its precise location was lost to history. At his last sentence... Okay, so Porfirio's deformed lips twisted. I was like, oh no, don't try and kiss her. In what Cassandra interpreted as an approximation of a smile. Very frightening. She guessed aloud that he knew so much, and she was sure he must know the location. The young man looked away shyly. When Cassandra pressed, he nodded his deformed head in confirmation. He would tell Cassandra the location in exchange for a kiss. I will definitely do it if you just tell me. Clearly not used to being treated this way. Porfirio blinked a couple of times, then went to his desk and produced a detailed map of the area from one of his drawers. He then pointed out the exact location of the shrine to Cassandra and copied the major landmarks on a piece of paper, which he gave to her. Then he closed his eyes and presented his lips for a kiss. Kid's creepy. The kid is so creepy. But he hasn't done anything wrong. It's okay to not want to kiss the little weirdo. It's not okay to put a gun in his face after you say you're gonna, though. Especially since he hasn't done anything wrong. He's just a little weirdo. He's not even, like, pushing himself on her that much. I mean, it's real weird to be like, oh yeah, if you give me a kiss, I'll tell you. But he didn't expect that to work, and we went along with it. I went along with it. So, he hasn't done anything wrong. Yet. As soon as her lips touched his, he grabbed her head and forced his tongue into her mouth. Backhanded to the floor. He smiled. You're lucky I don't have the pull gun option here, because now I would pull it. Leaving. What? Oh, god damn it. Cassandra's heart sank when she reached the foyer to find Arden unconscious on a chaise lounge. Lady Garcia Pimentel explained that she had left the group alone with a bottle of brandy and returned to find him like this. Absolutely not. So I could use the premonition to find out what's going on, or I can just say, fuck that! I have a feeling it's good. There is a poor mother, the last matron of this house, and her really creepy son, who really wants to get fucked, clearly. And now it just so happens that those protective men that I came with have been drugged. I mean, teehee, they just couldn't help themselves with all that brandy. You should lock yourself in a room that only my son can get into. It'll be very helpful for my family if you do that. No! Good God, no! Fuck it. Cassandra felt a great danger emanating from Garcia Pimentel House that extended far beyond kissing disfigured men. In a blink, she had a vision of herself in a bridal... Ah-ha! Slick with blood. Oh, that's so tempting. Because there's no way in fuck I've ever done this. There's no way that I did this, that I did that in my personal time. But everything is pointing to things being awful. And how do you get the items that the Fate Trader sells if not by putting yourself in these awful situations? Fuck that. We're getting the hell out of here. No. Absolutely not. Let's head to the shrine. Let's take a look over through the shrine, and then we'll make sure it's the right place before we go to the pilgrimage. Cassandra and her companions arrived at the fabled Calica Shrine. Built into the cliffside, the pieces of masonry hanging from its entrance indicated that the river had been eating away at the land for some time and was now biting into actual construction. Getting inside would be quite dangerous. It's going to be one of those things that once we enter it gets decimated, so we go to the pilgrimage people. We're like, sorry, we broke it. There's now no proof. Let's do it. After struggling with the ropes, the party entered the mouth of the moldy... Oh, it's because the quest was literally either do it yourself or give it to the pilgrims. I'm pretty sure I gave it to the pilgrims in my personal time, so fuck them. After struggling with the ropes, the party entered the mouth of the moldy tunnel in complete darkness. The floor shuddered with constant vibration, and there was a clattering sound that sounded... And there was a clattering that sounded like thousands of crustaceans skittering across stone. They then emerged into a bigger room where two narrow rays of light sifted in from the surface. The shrine looked ancient and distinguished, apart from the skulls decorated with Christian symbols that lay everywhere. Okay. That's like saying the swastika is a Nazi symbol. It is, but that's not what it was originally. They just took it because it had a meaning of peace. These are Christian symbols now. When they were on the skulls, I don't think they were. These must be the Calicas. So I can steal them. Let's do it. Fence the stolen Calicas. Oh Oh, good. Hardin squeezed past Cassandra into the small room and started carefully packing the calicas into his sack. All the while, Cassandra looked around for signs of danger. She was almost disappointed not to find any poisoned darts, giant rolling stones, or rabid beasts to punish their crime. Shortly, Hardin reported he was done. Shrugged at the anticlimactic shrine and leave. They were barely out of the tunnel when the earth beneath their feet trembled and a large section of the cliff fell into the water. The entrance to the Calica shrine had collapsed. It would take serious excavation to get back inside. Thank heavens. I got a map for you. How much you willing to pay for? Oh, wait, you said you give me my supplies. Great. The pilgrims were just where Cassandra had originally found them. Kay Elspeth greeted her amiably. I cannot say this word very well when reading it. If I hear someone say it, I can repeat it perfectly fine. But, like, reading it, my brain just cannot. I just can't. And, yeah. I don't remember how that's supposed to sound because I have no audio in my head. He asked whether she managed to find the map. Shrine collapsed. He was visibly shaken. He told of long days spent looking for the shrine and the sadness of his pilgrims. None of them would be able to admire the wondrous glory of the ancient Calicus, proof of Christianity's supremacy over the religions of the world. Yeah, that's what it is. So disappointed that you won't have that. Cassandra saw through his deception and chided him for wanting to steal the figures. To Cassandra's surprise, Elspeth instantly dropped his axe and dried his tears. In hushed tones, he admitted he'd scammed his followers into funding his expedition here. He said the Calicas were worth a fortune. He had a buyer lined up. If the Calicas were lost, however, all of his efforts would be for nothing. Maybe they were spared. What do you have to offer? He cast her a look of understanding and smiled slightly. Then he resumed his act full force. Falling to the ground, praying and loudly thanking the Lord, he offered $12,000 for the complete set of the Calicos. I can do better. He wished her a spurious good luck and walked away furious. Bye-bye. Guess I can't go back. Well, let's see if the Mexican Army 4 wants anything to do with it. Adelaide might want it too. The team arrived at the Mexican Army stronghold in the Western Territory. The terrain was challenging, and progress had been slow. They were grateful for the respite. Hardin offered to buddy up to the grunts. He said he'd see what they knew and maybe win some of their money. I feel like I did this last time and it went badly. Also, I want to see what this option does because I know I did that last time, so stick with me. Commander Alberto J. Barbola Baruco greeted the pair with gusto. Hardin took care to carry himself with unusual dignity, and the commander addressed most of his words to him. Baruco excused the humble surrounding, explained that the Mexican military only had a minor presence in the region. This area was effectively governed by industrialists such as Mr. Ricardo La Fortuna. Hardin asked how it was possible for the military to condone private sea blockades. They're looking for Joaquin Phoenix. Asked whether the commander knew anything about him. Yeah. The commander visibly winced, but admitted he was familiar with the name. He said Perez reported in after what he described as a failed arrest attempt, and then told him he would continue his pursuit. So far, the commander had no more news from him. Cassandra stood up and that's okay. Private blockades. The military man hesitated, but went on to explain that Mr. Lord Fortuna was a benefactor of the United Mexican States. Thus, Thus, the government afforded him many liberties. I need water. I need to be drinking more water. Many liberties. He said that what Hardin was referring to was not actually a blockade, but rather a training exercise for his merchant fleet, staged due to the rise of piracy in the Caribbean. Start pacing. The commander asked Cassandra what was wrong. She replied by angrily asking whether he always could divulge critical information to random travelers. As the commander struggled to collect his thoughts, Cassandra produced a piece of paper and shook it to the commander's face, yelling that High Command had been right. They had sent her, their top secret operative, to perform a stealth inspection of the Blackwater garrison, but she'd seen enough already. She demanded Barako bring her his reports for the past 6 months. The commander ran out hastily. And yeah, I'll rush the desk while Hardin rifles through his files. Cassandra picked the locks on the drawers and found a military requisition form. Awesome. Hardin said he'd found some evidence of Cassandra's exploits, but that they yet to connect any names to them. He took the incriminating files with him. Awesome. When the commander returned, Hardin and Cassandra Highcat were waiting just as he had left them. He said the reports would take time to gather and tried to explain himself. Cassandra said that she'd be back to check up on him and that he would be punished for his carelessness. With a final glare, she and Hardin made their exit. Well, what an event. I have none of the money I need. See what's going on over here. Turn to the town. We're not going to the brothel. General store again. Oh, that's, yeah, I missed, didn't even read it. Sell this first. Sell this as well. I need cash. Cash. Let's try again. Don't fuck it up. Boop. The proprietor, a Mr. Eduardo Oxaby, looked right and left from his door before changing his sign to closed. Then he invited Cassandra into the back room, a grave expression on his face. He told her that possession of these figurines was a vile crime, and that as a lawful citizen he was obliged to take them from her and give them to their rightful owners. He replied that now that Mr. Oxer is the vile owner of these sacred figures, he would have to pay for her silence. Yeah, sounds good. Mr. Oxbury sighed. He lamented that today's world seemed ruled by corruption. Still, he noted, without such vice, these priceless artifacts from antiquity would be rotting in a damp cave, perhaps even lost for eternity. He asked whether Cassandra required anything else. No. Should have given it to the fucking... Well, actually, the Pilgrims was kind of an asshole anyway. Cassandra was pleasantly surprised to find that the cantina appeared safe and well run. Reviewed the latest headset in search of any mentions of her and her misadventures. It seemed Cassandra had managed to keep a low profile so far. She found no mention of her adventures. Excellent. Okay, well, I guess that's that. We're not going to the brothel. Upon leaving Adelante, Cassandra had a unnerving but all too familiar feeling. A powerful premonition that made her head ache for days on end. Her skull blazed with a pain as the vision took shape. Cassandra saw a stagecoach loaded with expensive luggage against a gorgeous mountain backdrop. Suddenly a vulture's cry split the air. She looked up and saw several haggard birds circling overhead. As her premonition faded, she looked around for landmarks. She was positive she could pinpoint the location of the vulture's feast. Well, crashed stagecoach, you say. Sounds like the perfect place to go next time. That's right. It's the end of this episode. In the next episode, we're going to go to that crashed stagecoach and see what's going on with them circle birds. Maybe get some cactus juice so it can quench us. But that's for later. And for now, you guys have yourselves a wonderful night. What is this? Am I doing finger guns? Yeah! That's not outdated.